Talk, a no facts, all feelings wrestling podcast on the Social Suplex Network. I'm Allie.
I'm Ann.
I'm Leah. Wow, sounds good. All three of us together.
I'm back.
It really does feel right. Ann, we missed you so much.
I missed you guys too. You were very nice to let me off the hook because I was really suffering last week. But
those airport people gotcha.
They
got
gotcha.
me real good.
How many people do you think were piled on top of you? 20, 30?
Just got mobbed. They were like, look at your muscles. I couldn't get out.
I'm imagining you holding other, I was about to say airport goers. That's not right. Travelers on your biceps, like an uncle with little nephews and nieces.
Yeah.
Was that what it was like?
Yeah. I was, tossing them into chairs. And guys, I just have to get to my gate, I said. Winging them around. Yeah. But you guys did a great job. I got the rare pleasure of getting to hear the podcast like a real outsider, not having to contribute. And I will say this in a way I think he can appreciate. That absolute piece of human garbage Mike did a dog shit job.
Just how he likes it. Just how he likes it.
I know he's home right now being like, thank you.
Yeah, I know.
Get me.
I love the idea of this being someone's first episode of Tunnel Talk, and they're just like, oh, God, they're mean. They're so mean right off the bat. Girls. Who are these bitches?
No, Mike was incredible and stepped in really at the last minute, and I appreciated it so much. It was so fun to hear you guys.
It is, I guess when I recently got to also have the rare pleasure of being a listener, it was also when Mike was on the podcast, and it was so fun. I think I said this at the time, but it's so fun to listen to our podcast and I would just kept talking to it like so cheerfully, just like knowing and it doesn't even matter if I sound good. No one can even hear me, but I love talking to my friends on the radio.
Right, like if my thoughts are so stupid, it's like just between me and the radio.
And you guys might not believe it, but when we finish this podcast most weeks, like the first thing I say is like, I'm so sorry, I'm so stupid. It's really most of what podcasting is. It's just afterwards being like, woof.
Yeah.
Well,
and every time you do it, every time you're like, I'm so sorry, we're always like, for what? You did a perfect job.
Yeah.
I know. And that's how I trick you into being nice to me every single week. I'm just kidding. It is a real expression of anxiety. I'm actually one of the most anxious people. So don't worry about that. Everyone has
Alexandra, everybody has anxiety.
And I've got to internalize that. How's everybody doing this week?
It's getting
moderately
nice
better.
out.
Moderately better. Getting nice out. Ooh, I love it.
Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, a little manic. A little.
Your energy's very fun.
Yeah. Oh, good. I don't think that was totally honest. I don't think that was a totally honest thing to say to me. I have, it's like life is happening.lizlemon.meme. And we don't have to get into all of that. But I did say before the podcast I was going to tell you guys, because Anne said about me. She was like, I loved listening to the podcast last week. You guys did great. You did have a little energy still of like, you didn't get enough sleep. And I was like, yeah, one bad thing that's happening to me. And then I said, stop, save it for the pod. One bad thing that's happening to me is that I've always been, as you guys know, I have a completely messed up sleep schedule, always have. Because I love staying up late. I can't stop staying up late. I'm always going to sleep really, really late. Really, really late. Or early sometimes is how you might put it. And the good thing is that I've always been, it's not good if you're an employed person, but the good thing is that I've always been a late sleeper too. So it's like I'm sleeping in really late. Something new is happening to me. I don't know. I don't know if it's my age. I am waking up every morning, 7 a.m., and it's just like, time to be awake.
Yikes.
Which is it's like nice in theory. If you're getting enough, if you're going to bed early enough. But if you're not going to sleep until 1 a.m., you don't want to be coming awake abruptly at 7 a.m. You just don't.
Yeah, you got to fix the other side, because I also pop awake between 6 and 7 days a week. Like, it has nothing to do with work. Like, I pop awake between 6 and 7, but I'm also passing the fuck out between 10 and 11. Yeah. I think I would die if I wasn't sleeping until 1 a.m.
Are you falling asleep faster in the evening, Allie, than you?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
No. See, that's where the problem is, because I feel like I'm also a night person who doesn't wake up easily, but it's like my dad and brother both wake up early, but then they'll like accidentally fall asleep in front of the TV because they can fall asleep pretty easily, but then once they're awake, and I'm like, oh, I can fall back asleep in the morning, like no problem, like almost unlimited, but it takes me a while to fall asleep.
That's always been me too in the mornings. Not so with this wake up situation. And I have it's like, could I go to sleep earlier? Yes. I don't know. It's a mental situation. It's not really about my body's tiredness, usually. It's about my mind's unwillingness.
I think that you were at your best when you accidentally melted together that pile of melatonin gummies and were chewing at the edges of it, like nibbling at the edges of it.
That was when I had it was like the 10 milligram chewables, but I was nibbling them. Yeah. I was nibbling them. Yeah.
Am I mixing up two stories? Did somebody melt together edibles?
I do have melted together edibles.
Situation.
I think I'm mixing up two different stories, but I just always loved you being like, time for bed. Nom, 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 nom,
yeah,
nom,
of course. So a little mouse action at bedtime. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe I will get a little gummy in me tonight and see how that goes. Yeah. I took tomorrow off work, so anything could happen to me after this.
Nice.
Okay. Well, anything. And I already asked you guys how you do, and I asked how you guys do.
You want more chit chat? You want more?
No, we can. No, I think we've got a pretty good chit chat topic to start. Honestly, Ted Turner died.
That's true.
Wait, we have to do our pod business.
Oh my God, I completely forgot. Yeah. I know it'll be hard for some of you to hear when this podcast has already been so riveting. But we are going to be on vacation next week because we're going to see each other in person. We got a little friend event going on.
This is one of the rare times that we're off because we're actually on vacation.
Yeah, we're actually going to be on vacation. We're actually going to see each other, and we can't be recording or editing a podcast during that event.
No. You might be like, record one when you're all together.
No.
We can't.
No,
we're actually
we
not
tried that.
Of it.
No,
we tried that one time. Not only was doing the schedule and recording terrible, but then the recording got fucked up. And so then there was no result, and I'll never do it again.
No, every part of it was bad. Every part of it was bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that can't happen. But we love you guys. And we won't be here next week. But then we'll be here the week after that. Won't that be fun?
Yeah.
Back at it again.
Yeah.
Back at it again. The weeks keep coming.
We'll be back.
We'll be here podcasting.
Come the heat death of the universe. We'll be here podcasting.
Unless, of course, AEW doesn't get their deal renewed by Paramount or whatever people are saying.
And don't worry, I'm thinking about that. Imagine in the world we live in, the number of things that I wake up and start worrying about every fucking day. Did you hear it's like, this isn't even, I was about to. Okay.
It's like, did he hear about? And it could be any terrible thing, like literally any horrible thing.
It was going to be the best possible terrible thing because, like, I keep reading obviously very frightening, like tweets from idiots often, but some of them probably right, like being like, not going to be any more gas. And it's just like, cool. But then it really tipped me over the edge today to start reading people say there are going to be Diet Coke shortages.
No.
We can't have that.
I can't be hearing that, Allie. That's very upsetting.
Dude, I know. It's like so
Diet
not
Coke.
the worst. It's like the best worst thing, but it's not. It's actually, it was just kind of like
in the grand scheme of things, would that be the end of the world? I guess not. But on the other hand, it would be a significantly bad.
Right. And it's like, you want me to keep waking up and dealing with all of this, but then there's not a little Diet Coke.
No Diet Coke.
No Diet Coke.
It does really feel like that would be the last straw for me in some ways, even though like I don't even feel like I'm that close to my last straw, but it's like somehow that would end it,
Yeah.
And it's like, is it just Diet Coke or all diet beverages?
Well, that's what I found confusing because one of the things that I saw about it was it being like, it's partly because of the Strait of Hormuz and like you need oil to make cans, or like you need Patron. And I was just like, well, everything is in cans. Why is Diet Coke getting it especially hard? And then I thought, like, maybe it's about what they're putting in the Coke. And then I thought, don't think about that. I don't need
The petroleum levels they need for the Diet Coke, pretty high.
Anyway, what I initially meant to say was that imagine waking up every day to the threats that face us, such as a potential Diet Coke shortage and $10 gas, and then being like, I'm worried about AEW's next deal. Shut the fuck up.
It's like, in 18 months, we might all be dead in 18 months. Like, I'm not worried about that. Like, 2028, it's a different world.
Grip. I'm having to read about the fucking hantavirus, and you want to talk about AEW's deal? Grow up. I need you guys. Not you, not our listeners, surely.
Our listeners aren't worried. They're too smart to be worried.
You guys are fine.
They would
you
never.
guys are fine. But some people, I will just say, like, people are dying, Kim. And some people aren't even drinking Diet Coke anymore. So what are we talking about? Ted Turner died. Tony Schiavone opened Dynamite with a tribute to Ted Turner. I didn't object to this. We'll talk about the things that fascinated and delighted us about it. I will say, I didn't realize that everyone else in the world was out there, like, knowing stuff about Ted Turner, even ever thinking about Ted Turner. And then Ted Turner dies, and everyone's like, I've got a Ted Turner story. What do you mean? No one told me.
It is so weird. I enjoyed all the tweets that were like, we used to have good billionaires in the country. They were weird and they did weird things and they weren't trying to end society. And it's like, I mean, that's true. That is nice.
Yeah.
I do feel like wrestling is an interesting, like, feudal dynamic, like economic structure, you know, where it's like it's completely dependent on the whims of billionaires.
Yes.
Like, you just need a weird billionaire to really want to fund you, despite the fact that nobody likes wrestling and nobody wants to hear about it. So then there's this weird, like, thank you, Tony, thank you, Ted kind of situation where you're like, this is very strange.
It is the rightest thing in the world. Just the mental image of everyone in the IWC as a serf living on Tony Khan's lands and being like, my lord is the most generous lord of them all.
Yeah, exactly.
He gave us a potato each for Michaelmas this year.
Of course, I wish that Mr. Tony would rotate the crops differently, like the way I would prefer the crops to be rotated, but I love my potato and I don't know what I'd do without him.
And I would hate to live over on Lord Triple H's property.
He whips those peasants.
The show has gone off the rails so fast.
I know. Yeah.
What did you guys like about, and Sting came out too. What did you guys like about Tony and Sting just leading everybody in a few rousing, could have been slightly more rousing chants for the great old billionaire Ted Turner?
I don't know why I was so incredibly charmed by everything that Tony and Sting were doing. I can't really explain this, but their energy was like the same as like when you went to like a reenactor's village as like a kid and they're just like, and Ben Franklin was here, and he worked in the shop. Like, you're just sort of like, okay, I don't.
We were at the Colonial Williamsburg of wrestling.
They're like, we're on TBS right now, and do you know what the T stands for? It was Turner, and Tony Schiavone was on this network 25 years ago.
And you were there, and I was there. What was the quote that you pulled in that I was just like, that's so
It was
funny.
so funny. Tony Schiavone said, well, to Sting, Ted Turner was a big part of you and I being together. I was like, are you guys together?
Maybe they're not anymore, but maybe their ex is on good terms. Like, it's like...
That's nice, yeah. They're
That's
like,
really
of course
lovely.
it didn't work out for us, but we wouldn't have our beautiful children. Name some WCW people. I don't know, but...
Name some WCW people. Steve...
Who could be
Ricky
the
Steamboat?
children of...
No? We wouldn't have our beautiful child, Ricky Steamboat.
Older than both of us, I think.
For sure. For sure. Well,
I know that there's a group of people that are going to be so thrilled to inform us who can be Tony Schiavone and Sting's child. And this is the one opportunity I'll say I do want to hear it. Do tell me what wrestler could be their child.
Yeah.
But
and why? 3 sentences or less.
And why? And I would, if you want to bring us this suggestion, I would love some pictures. Like, I'd love, like, time period appropriate pictures of Tony Schiavone and Sting, then a time period appropriate picture of the wrestler that they fathered together.
That would be beautiful. I'd love
Wonderful.
to see it.
And if it's Ricky Steamboat, you all need to applaud.
All right, everybody get to work. Did you guys think it was so sick that I wrote this in the schedule? I said, sometimes I feel like I really would enjoy learning more about Sting's life and career.
No, I thought that was nice because I love Sting, and it's like, I would too. That seems.
And I
seems
just
like a
suddenly
nice man.
thought, like, I don't actually know anything about, I don't really know why we think about Sting so much.
One time my brother gave me a rundown of Sting's career, like early when he arrived at AEW, and I didn't really know who he was. And the thing I mostly remember is he was like, well, Sting, he was like a surfer for a while, and then he was like, and then he got sad. And that's when he started doing the goth thing.
Yeah.
And so I think all the time about Sting, and I just think, and then he got sad.
You know what? I can relate to that. I really can.
It's so funny thinking about Darby having a period where he was just like a handsome, stupid idiot. And it's just one day he got sad. And now he's this.
Yeah, I can't really see it totally for Darby. I'm like, handsome. I mean, maybe, yeah. Is he sad? He's just horny for death.
It's true.
And
Those are two distinct things, I've never really, like, parsed it out goth-wise before, but you're right, yeah.
Hey, and we don't have to now. Anyway, and then they did a 10 bell saluters.
I really did love the whole segment because it's like, there are really very few media that are less well-equipped for a solemn occasion than wrestling, you know, than for an in memoriam segment where people are booing, you know, in it.
Yeah.
And I did think it was very funny. I felt like they were positioning Tony Khan as pretty much the heir of Ted Turner, you know?
What was the story Sting told where he was just like, and Ted Turner used to turn to the wrestlers and say, you just keep doing what you're doing or something.
Oh, he said he would go to executive meetings where they were like, we're losing millions. You've got to get rid of this wrestling thing. And he was like, don't you worry, Sting. You keep doing what you're doing.
You keep doing what you're doing. You let me go to the board meetings. Well, you know what? I want to be clear. I'm not disrespecting Ted Turner. I think he's one of the best.
Mr. Jane Fonda? How could you?
Mr. Jane. I just learned that this week. I didn't even know that. They divorced at some point, right?
Yeah.
Why?
They were only married for like 10 years.
Why?
Well, I just want to know what went wrong.
Incompatible.
Incompatible.
I have Jane Fonda's memoir. I'll bring it this weekend or next weekend.
Oh, hell yeah. Time
Quite a
to
good
research.
It's a very good read.
Wow, amazing.
Ted is a big character in it, as you may guess.
How does he come off?
Crazy.
Oh,
That sounds right.
that's what we want. That's actually what we want from our billionaires. Benignly crazy. Okay, so that was a great start to the night. I will say things, for the most part, with a few exceptions, kind of went downhill. From there, it's one of the rare occasions where I think we may be aligned with everybody else in the community, probably for different reasons.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty boring episode.
I had a busy day. Does the internet think it was a boring episode? Was that the
a lot of
consensus?
people say it was a boring episode. Yeah. But like
Strange
a lot of
to be
people
on
that I
in
felt
agreement.
we usually would disagree with. So that's why I'm kind of confused. Like, it's like kind of nobody got what they wanted, which is interesting in its own way.
Which is, I mean, it's sort of, when you put it that way, it's like, oh, yeah, usually Dynamite manages to satisfy someone, because if everyone else hates it, we usually like it.
Yeah.
So we're Tony's best, most special girls.
I know.
So-
We were really talking ourselves up the other night, just being like, Tony, like, knows that, like, if he just gives us a little scrap now and then, like, we'll keep, kowtowing to him. We love giving Tony credit. Tony, we're your best viewers. And then 5 minutes later, we were like, this is a really boring episode. We're your most fickle viewers. Well, let's talk about what else happened aside from Ted Turner's death. I know it's going to be hard for us to move on. We've talked about it for quite a while. All right. Kevin Knight defended his TNT title against Hook on Collision. I loved this sentence from the recap. Hook came to the ring with Katsuyori Shibata, but Knight had no one with him. Where were you, Speedball?
It's crazy. Like, considering the way Speedball looks at him, which really struck me anew this week because it was so intense. It's just like, and you just leave him out there to die by himself?
When Hook has brought Katsuyori Shibata, not even his husband, he's not married, neither of them are, to each other.
That's just a man who refused to do recruiting in Japan when Hook told him to.
That's just a bad worker.
The man whose brain was taken out, dusted off, and put it back in.
Yep, that's what we all know about him, mostly.
That's what we know. I don't even want to talk about this. I don't even know why I tried to recap it. And I didn't add anything pertinent, and I don't know why Hook even got to fight Kevin Knight. Anything to say about any of that that I didn't say? Great. No. So then on Dynamite, JetSpeed got a backstage segment where Speedball looked at him. This is the moment Ann was talking about, where they were exchanging such a long and intense look of love. They remain in the honeymoon phase.
Yeah. The eye contact is insane.
It was legitimately a little uncomfortable to watch. Like, I felt like I shouldn't be seeing it. Like, they should be in private, you know? Wild.
They may have thought they were. It's hard to know. I think that... So JetSpeed was like basically taking Kevin's face between his hands and being like, Kevin, the day has come when others will see what I've seen this whole time, that you are a bright, shining star in the firmament of the sky. And that I think he said, you're the one we look up to, the Jet. I'm singing that song from Life Size, I think, like, shine bright, shine far, don't be shy, be a star. He's singing that to his husband. And Kevin just kind of nodded like, I know that. I know that I am that star. I know that I burn so bright. And thank you for saying it. And thank you for loving me. But I know I'm easy to love. And he was like, Darby Allin said he wants to die. And I can't wait to kill him so hard tonight. He said he's going to do this until his body breaks, and I'm going to really break his body. And somewhere backstage, you like heard like a glass crash onto the floor because Darby just had seized up in excitement. Is that a better way to say what I wrote here? Wow. Kevin and Darby then closed out the show with a match where they both seemed to enjoy themselves more than sufficiently.
I kind of felt like the vibe was like Kevin, like somewhere Speedball is backstage being like, okay, Kevin can't be around Darby anymore. He's a bad influence.
You think so?
There was stuff that Kevin was getting up to. Like there was that jump he did onto.
That was crazy.
I was like, you're not. You know that you're made of breakable. You're not Darby. You're not Darby. You're going to die. I loved it. I mean, I loved it, but it was just very funny where I was just like, Darby's really, really pushing Kevin Knight to just do it.
I love the idea of Speedball being like, you can't hang out with him anymore. I know you had fun. I know you had fun on your play date, but we're not doing that again. Because Kevin he got so excited in there that it's like at one point what he did was he like ripped the decoration off the commentary table just to clear a path. And then I think he leapt up on the table and kind of did a dance for the crowd, like a kind of a horny dance. and then he got Darby on the table, and then he sklunked back to the ring, got up on the ropes, and did this like, it was the distance that he got on this jump. He jumped from the ropes onto Darby on the commentary table.
Yeah. It was wild. Yeah. And the table didn't break or anything, so it was just like there was nothing like breaking the impact. Yeah. It was just like, oh my God.
Just Darby's body.
Yeah. I mean, Kevin like always can jump really big, obviously, but it was just like, oh my God.
That's what I'm always saying about Kevin. He can jump really big, and we all know that. Mm-hmm. Eventually Darby won the match, and Sting came out to celebrate with him, and he raised his arm in victory, and then he like raised Kevin's arm too, and then he was raising both their arms, and then he kind of put their arms down and looked at them like, you boys know what to do, and then they shook hands in front of him.
I loved it because when Sting came to the ring, Kevin Knight was kind of looking at him in this way that was like, Mr. Sting, are you proud of me too? And so then when Sting looked back at him and caught his eye, it felt like he was like, the only thing I can do is also raise his arm. You know, look at this sweet boy.
He needs it. And he did do a really good job. And
he did.
And then Sting like really gently cupped Darby's head to be like, but don't worry, you're still my sweetest boy, my only son. And Darby said, not your son. You're my best friend. So then everybody left except for Darby. And Darby is standing there in the ring. And then MJF comes out. And MJF is like, I'm once more, you must allow me to tell you how ardently I desire and love my world championship. I need my world championship back. You have to give me a rematch for my world championship. And Darby said, say the line.
No
heart. No heart. And he was like, I said it before. I'll say it again. If you want a match, you're going to have to put something on the line, which he'd really been building up for a while. And MJF kind of enters the bargaining stage. And so at first he kind of like sneeringly, not taking it that seriously, offers his scarf. And then he realizes Darby's still saying no heart and he's getting more frantic. So then he offers his dynamite diamond ring. And Darby says no heart. And then MJF offers money. And Darby said a different line that he has. Does anyone remember what Darby said to that? This is when Darby said, I once lived in my car under a bridge.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't tempt me.
You're talking to the wrong guy. I don't even need money.
And that really is like, he is like a Woody from Toy Story. Like he has a pull in the back, you know? That's one of his lines. Like, God love him. And so then MJF is like, if you're just going to shoot down all my suggestions, why don't you make one? Okay? And Darby is like, well, I think that the thing that you value most in the world and what I want to take from you is your hair plugs that you got in Turkey. And so he said, and he screams, I'm talking about your hair. Listen, you most vain piece of shit I've ever met. I'm talking about your damn hair.
You flew all the way to Turkey to get it, 15 hours.
Some of his speech patterns are so funny. And so then MJF is pleading with Darby, like, no, not the hair. In a tone.
I think he kept saying, Darby, be serious.
It was so funny to me. I was astonished that he said this hair thing. I was like, what? That's so crazy. Like, it's like not an escalation, really. You know? Like, I'm like, he doesn't have that much hair is what I thought. And I actually immediately started Googling, like, is it good to shave your head after getting hair plugs promotes growth? Like, I was like, what could be driving this? And so then MJF responding so dramatically, like really leaning into it, hamming it up, like, no, not my plugs. It felt like I was in a fairy tale where like he was tricking Darby into asking for something worthless. And then he was making a big show of being like, no, don't take that from me. So what did you guys think?
I think probably he's just going to get his belt back, but I'd love to see bald MJF.
Yeah, same. And it is fun to think of him as being Tom Sawyer with the fence or whatever, you know?
Yes, exactly. You're right. I think it would be humiliating for Darby to lose the belt in a hair plug versus title match, which I assume he doesn't care about, but...
Yeah, it's interesting. You just think about of all the people in the company who care about like their masculinity and how they're going to lose and under what circumstances. It's like, you just can't imagine Darby caring about any of it at all, even a little bit.
No.
Just interesting.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I think he just wants MJF to be sad. Like, that's like literally his only motivation, but it is going to be a bummer when he loses it.
Yeah.
I've been having so much fun.
I know. He's been doing great in this reign. Yeah. Like, really fun matches.
And not to be like this, but I'm like, it is kind of nice to have TV title matches.
Yeah.
It is.
We've always said that. We've always said it's so important to have TV title matches.
That's us.
Well, speaking of TV title matches, MJF is so speechless with, I don't know, he just seems like disbelief. Like he's just like, I can't hear that. He seemed like he was getting the vapors, kind of, where he was like, if you talk about shaving my head anymore, I'm going to faint. I have to leave. So he left, and then Okada immediately came out. Okada had fought Brian Keith earlier in the night, and then I think afterwards, maybe in the ring, I just don't really remember, was like, I actually want a different belt. I want a new belt. I want the world title. I want to fight Darby. So then he came out to be like, Darby, I am going to fight you for the belt. And Darby just looked kind of like, what a night for me. Every boy wants me. But the only boy I crave is that Grim Reaper death. And later in the night, Don Callis gathered 4 of his top boys together backstage, and he hosted a group promo in which he kind of attempted to assert dominion over them. But I've said here, you know how wild stallions are. They run famously pretty wild. So he could not keep these boys under control. Did you guys get a chance to watch this? We saw some of the third hour, but we didn't see the whole third hour.
I did watch it. I thought it was so funny because Don Callis was being like, yeah, and Mark Davis, he's going to go for gold. And Mark Davis started like miming everything that Don Callis was saying. So he was like, yeah, like, and he made belt motions. And then Don Callis was like, and he's going to like destroy, like crush whoever he's fighting. I don't even remember now. And he like,
is it Jack Perry?
Like yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
He did like a breaking motion, and I was like, wow, Mark Davis, you're really working on your mime skills. And I love it. Dressed all in black.
When you're going to be in the background in scenes, it's so important to be a good mimer.
He may not have a line in this promo, but he is going to steal that scene if he can.
Yeah, and he really did. I think the stuff going on in there, so Mark Davis was working on his miming primarily. Don Callis was talking up Okada as like he's going to win this the men's world championship off of Darby. And then Takeshita got really pissed off and was like, stop thinking about the men's world championship. Start thinking about me. You should be thinking about me. I should be on your mind 24/7. And so they were trying to get into it kind of, and Don was being like, not here, boys. And then he was like, let's just focus on this world championship. Okada, you're going to be the next world championship holder, the world champion, the champion. You're going to be the next men's world champion. And you're the best guy for the job. And then Andrade said, they love when I say my line. So then he jumped in and said, how you know?
I did.
How you know?
I did in that moment go, careful, Andrade. You don't want to be Roddy.
Oh, I was going to say you don't want to be Jake Hager.
You don't want to be Jake Hager either. Yeah, I'm like,
it's true.
Your line is very funny, but the line is a lot thinner than you think it is between good joke and Jake Hager.
You have to deploy judiciously for sure. Yes. But I did appreciate that after he said it, he just left. Like in the middle of this segment, I was thinking like, wow, Don Callis has so many wild stallions and he's trying so hard to keep them under control. And then I got a mental image of like Don Callis as a dog walker, but all the dogs are horses and he's so small in the middle of them and they're all trying to run in different directions. And he's just being like, whoa, boys, okay, everybody calm down now. And I'm like, you're going to get trampled. You are going to get trampled by your stallions.
Yeah. What a way to go. It's so funny that Andrade, he said the line like 3 years ago and then it lay fallow. And I know he was gone for some of that time, but then he's just brought it back just the last 2 weeks over and over, which is fun.
I wonder if someone just reminded him of it or something.
Yeah.
Or he was like, everyone else has like fun lines that I don't really know. I don't really know the origin of like anything that's been happening in the IWC recently. I don't know what the dog do or whatever. I don't know where that came from. I don't know where the sizzling fajitas came from.
The sizzling fajitas I love. Like that one.
I love it. I don't know where it came from.
I think that there was a photo shoot where the Speedball was like posing like this and like I think it was intended to be a normal photo shoot and then immediately everyone's screenshotting like photoshopping it into a Taco Bell and shit.
Amazing. Well, I love it. Okay. Anything else in here that you want to talk about?
I do so briefly just want to say
great.
that Jack Perry doesn't really have a storyline right now, but he is just submitting the weirdest art films to Tony and being like, here you go. And Tony just puts them in, and they're crazy. And I don't know what he's talking about. And I love it.
Yeah. It was fun. The cut to them peeing off the side of the road.
In collision, yeah.
Or relieving themselves, as I believe the recap said. Yep.
Sure.
I love everything that Jack Perry is up to. It's really funny to me that he was a heel for a year or whatever, and now he's kind of ostensibly a face again. And he's like, but I'm a really loud, angry face, and so I'm always doing something rude. I'm a rude, crude face. I'm hopping on my girlfriend Anna J's Twitch streams and just saying "fuck you" all the time.
Well, she's like, "Oh, Jack."
Every clip of that on those Twitch streams is so delightful to me that he's just like, "I'm gonna be a huge problem," and she's like, "Don't you think I know it? Of course you are." It's a perfect relationship dynamic to me. Yeah, good for him for using the art film budget. We haven't seen a Darby art film. He's so busy doing title defenses, he hasn't had any time to film on.
Yeah.
No, not since the dogs where he was dragging them behind his car and stuff.
That was fun.
I will say also that Taz was commentating, and at one point something was happening, and Shivani said, "Oh, Whiplash Jones out there." And I was like, "Oh, I'm so glad they made up."
They've really been getting.
Taz enjoyed it.
It's been a good vibe on commentary. Yeah, I have to say, everyone's doing a really nice job because you're still getting sniping, but it's friendly fire. It feels friendly. We know the difference, okay? We know the difference.
We do. If there's anything that we're equipped to do, it's read between the lines.
Read between the lines. Worry about tones, yeah. All right. Do you think that was a normal job on that segment or what?
I think so.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll find out. I'm a little worried about, how much I'm processing. But the Death Riders and the Dogs teamed up to fight Top Flight and the Rascals on Collision. I think what I ended up finding out later on in this schedule is that this doesn't become pertinent really until much later. Is this the one where I said, why did I describe this? I don't know. I'm going to just keep reading. Yeah, we'll find out as we go.
There was a moment where Mox was on commentary where he was like, yeah, this alliance we have with the Dogs has been very fruitful. We have many friends. We're out there making many alliances. That's what you got to do in this business. And it was just cracking me up because it's like, somebody just reminded you that they're in this company. And they're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm very interested in the idea of a Death Riders Dogs alliance. It's like, what are the vibes between those groups back? Like, what do you guys do when you're hanging out in a dressing room together talking about a match?
We've seen Gabe interact with them, but Clark Connors, you're telling me? Mr. Mox, I hate posers, likes Clark Connors?
I don't believe that. Yeah.
Clark Connors was looking so beautiful still, though, with his luscious hair. And
Leah's looks like, I can't believe you're even saying it.
I've accepted that my hatred of him is not based on anything real, but I do every time I look at him, I'm like, go away. You're the most annoying person I've ever seen.
It's interesting because we really haven't seen him do anything aside from flex his abs. He just wears an open, I don't even know if it's a Hawaiian shirt. I don't know why I'm trying to say it is. Maybe it is. He loves wearing button-ups, open, showing off his abs. That's it. That's all I can say about Clark, really.
Yeah. And you know what? That's enough for me. You know? It's a good look.
Well, so the Death Riders and the Dogs fought Top Flight and the Rascals. Now, why have I put so much stuff in here that I don't need to read? Great. Don't need any of that. Great. They won. Pack won the match. Can someone take me out back and shoot me?
Was this the match where Mox was on commentary and said the spirit of Abraham Lincoln is alive in Peoria?
Yes. Yeah. I only saw Chai Mothboy's clip of that, and it was just perfect because she just said it in such electrified tones where he said, the spirit of Lincoln is alive at Peoria.
Absolutely phenomenal stuff. The thing, you just never know what Mox is going to come out with. He's constantly surprising me with what's in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then also on Collision, the Bang Bang Gang fought Yuta and Garcia, and that's the one where Mox is on commentary. Okay, that's where he said Peoria. Okay, so then, guys, this isn't really. Oh, the Bang Bang Gang is the Guns. That's why the Guns won, and afterwards, Austin got on the mic and said the Collision Cowboys are back, and then they celebrated, and I didn't. Yes, I don't think I really needed to recap any of that. Fuck me. But the Bang Bang Gang involvement is relevant. All right. So then Mox fought Juice Robinson in the AEW Continental Championship Eliminator match on Dynamite, and he won. And this somehow reminded me that the Owen must be coming up. I wish
Which makes sense to me because it's, it's the Connie belt and those are, it's a tournament. Owen's a tournament. It should be coming up, I guess. Yeah.
This was the week that suddenly I remembered how many things we're usually building to in spring, I think. Mm-hmm. Like the Owen and then Anarchy?
Anarchy is usually at Double or Nothing.
Or Blood and Guts is usually.
No, Blood and Guts is usually in the fall. Oh, but sure. Anarchy in the Arena is usually at Double or Nothing. But it's just confusing. I know we're going to get to it.
Yeah.
I'll say this when we get there.
Okay, yeah. Well, this is going really well. It's my fault, and I know that. Okay.
This was difficult. Give yourself
there's too much
some grace. This was a lot.
There's a lot of stuff overlapping, but not to any end, really. You know what I mean? Like that was the feeling this week, is that like a lot I'm trying to figure out what's happening, and I haven't. And I haven't really.
There were a lot of things I saw on screen that I was like, now what? Now why is this taking place? And then, but it doesn't matter is the thing. So
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
The Juice Robinson match, A, I enjoyed this match. Okay.
Yeah.
B, I thought it was very funny that in the build to it, and for the past few weeks for a variety of reasons, I think because the Bang Bang Gang has been back in the mix. People have been online being like, Jay White must be coming back soon. Jay White is almost back. He's got to be almost back. And many Jay White fans, I want to say, like, I've never felt closer to you, honestly, because I love some of the cheerful, good-natured attitudes out there of, like, I know I'm wrong, and he's not coming back. But what if he came back? And I'm like, from a Chuck Taylor fangirl to a Jay White fangirl, I see you. I understand you, and I love your good humor. I love that you're just hanging in there. We're all just hanging in there, knowing we're never going to see something we love again.
Yeah, but we see two things on screen, and we think it could happen. Maybe they're building to it.
They're building to it. And I know it's different because it's like Jay White has to come back at some point, right?
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if Jay White like died and no one told us, you know.
Or if it's like we just found out one day, it's like Jay White became like a deep sea fisherman. You know, it's like Jay White did something so unlikely and he doesn't wrestle anymore. And it would just be like, okay. Yeah.
His facial hair probably fits in there on the deep sea.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know what they're doing out there these days, sartorially, face hair-wise.
And I mean, I guess I don't know what Jay White's doing sartorially or face-wise. So
we'd all love to know. We'd all. And you know what, though? I do miss him. I do miss him. Now that I've seen the Bang Bang Gang again, I'm like,
I know.
They need their dad back. They need their mean dad back. I also do want to say, let's talk hair. It's been a while since we really got into anybody's hair.
True.
Juice Robinson, I'm going to give you a very rare, coveted curl care award.
Wow. Yeah.
That's huge for him.
I've never seen...
It's the Oscars of hair care.
Yeah.
It's so rare for any man to seem like he did something right with his curls, honestly, especially in wrestling. And Juice Robinson's curls looked so defined that I actually had a kind of a crisis where I was like, I just kept being like, do they look defined? Like, I'd be looking at them and then I'd be like, they look really defined, right? Do they? Trying to remember like what his hair usually looks like. Not like that.
No, it was to the point where it was almost, it was hard to recognize him. Almost.
Yeah.
So it was like, and then it was like, is it just wet? It's like, no, I think he's done some curl thing.
Because if it was just wet by the end of the match, it would have looked so frizzy.
Yeah.
But I think he had gelled. I think he had gelled them. I was shocked.
Imagine a male wrestler, knowing about gel.
I can't. I mean, if you could maybe tell me, no, you couldn't. I was going to say, like, no. JB has never gelled his hair. No.
He just has
naturally perfect hair. I mean, it's like he's getting away with murder. He's getting away with murder for his hair to look as good as it does.
Costco 2-in-1, whatever. Yeah.
Anyway, I just think he does deserve a curl care award.
Yeah, good for him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get down to the thing we all came here to think about and talk about. We got another Will Ospreay Death Rider boot camp backstage scenario. Mm-hmm. Now, Anne, you weren't here last week to be with us in a moment of need. Do you want to just tell us up front what are your thoughts on everything they'd done up to this point?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was good I wasn't on the podcast because I was so depleted in my body that I watched it and I was like, yeah, I mean, it's nice. I could see how in a different mood this would electrify me. But then I watched later and I was like, oh yeah, this is the stuff for sure. Yeah. It's crazy.
Really sad to think about you.
Experience.
It's really sad to think about you unwell enough to not be able to process.
That's so funny. Imagine if she had come on this podcast and been like, I think Will Ospreay looked weak.
I like a more manly man than this. But.
I just think he's got to stand on his own. It doesn't look good. It's not a good look.
She's like, I wasn't horny and I wasn't impressed.
These are just some sad men in some kind of corridor. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, that would have been rough.
It was wild. I love to watch. I mean, Mox is clearly like
he's so beside himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's off the chain.
It's like you can kind of picture like the rest of the Death Riders being like, Mox wasn't this excited when I started training with them.
And they would be right to flag it.
Yeah.
And they would be right to flag also that it's like, well, let's talk about what was happening in this skit. So it's like we go to the back corridor that they've chosen for the week. And Danny Garcia once again is in charge of kind of being the narrator and being like, check us out. So Death Rider's at it again. We're always working. We're working to get hard and stay humble or something like that. I don't even know what he's saying. In the background.
I wish he would say we're working to get hard one of these times at the start of a Death Rider segment. I was like, I know you are, baby.
We're
Will Ospreay's
here.
Here.
Seconds away from it. In the background, Wheeler Yuta is doing like sit-ups on...
Yeah, so Will Ospreay's on all fours.
Yeah.
And Yuta's kind of on his shoulders with his butt kind of on Ospreay's neck. And I think what the intent... it looks like he's just doing sit-ups on Will Ospreay's back. But Will Ospreay, I think, is supposed to be using his neck to help Yuta with the sit-up. Like, that's his neck strong training.
It's physical therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. I mean, I'm going to PT for my back, and I see people doing these exercises are near me all the time.
Yep.
It's actually pretty classic.
Yeah. Just a normal neck thing. Yeah.
Oh my God. So that's what's happening in the background. And then we go
also Mox is standing there and his training is that Marina is faux kicking his stomach over and over. So, but they're very obviously like not real kicks. So he's just kind of standing there while Marina pretends to kick his stomach, which is so funny.
When he's faking it, like he's kind of dancing
like,
a little bit.
Oh my God.
Ooh, right to the midsection.
Jesus Christ. Absolutely amazing stuff. We kind of cruise over and Mox gets down. I think Wheeler Yuta climbs off or something. I don't know.
They're like, one more. And like Ospreay does like his one more neck rep on Yuta's butt. And then he collapses down on the mat. And that's when Mox goes down.
And Mox hunkers down to join him. And he says, have you ever heard of the concept of death ground? Which he says is, it means standing on ground from which you cannot leave. You are stuck there. And I didn't Google this.
I assume it's a real thing, maybe. But
Should
also
I
maybe
Google it on the
Mox
pod?
just made it up. Yeah,
Death ground.
Death Ground.
Death Ground on Steam. He's not playing video game. Death Ground
Surely
upcoming video game. Oh, Sun Tzu. Okay, that's sounding like it's going to be right.
That sounds like Mox.
This is military, not military.
Mox was in the library on coke reading The Art of War for sure.
Oh, you are standing on what Sun Tzu refers to as death ground. And when you are standing here, you have only one choice, and that is to fight. And then this actually is some instructions on what to do if you're getting mugged, I think. And then it's a little anecdote about the Normandy landings. So there's a lot happening on BostonCravMaga.com. We can probably set it aside for now, but we've concluded that it is a real concept. Mox has been doing supplemental readings for Death Rider training, and he just wants to... He's strengthening Osprey's neck and molding his mind.
Yeah. Do you think he's giving them readings?
I hope so.
Like a packet and a syllabus.
I hope he put together a course packet. I hope he had to put together a bunch of PDFs and send them to Paradigm Printing and by a specific date. And I hope they printed it out. And I hope all the Death Riders had to buy a course packet. I pray to God.
And Danny Garcia immediately asked if it comes on audiobook.
I'm going to be so honest right now. If merch idea, faction course packets, and it's the only merch that I would buy. It's the only merch I would buy is if you started and it has to be true. Like these have to be course packets that some overworked, underpaid grad student put together. So they were in the library scanning a chapter of a book and it doesn't look good and it's only dubiously legal for them to have it in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
And
the print shop is like, do you have? And you're like, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, baby.
And it's like, there's no ebook of this book. It's like it was printed in a small run. It was in 1917. And
exactly. Yeah. Yes, that's what I want, and I want it to be called like Death Rider 101 course packet.
Yeah, I just noted that down in the file I have of our great merch ideas.
Yes.
It's got like a stamp in the corner that says proprietary.
Proprietary, yes. So he's telling Ospreay about Death Ground, and I actually don't even know how to describe. I mean, I know how to describe it, but I can't really believe that I'm going to describe it. He's like, just like, it's Death Ground, baby. You have to fight, and this is the only thing that you can do that will make you be the man that you need to be. Get on your back.
When he said "get on your back" or like "on your back" to Ospreay,
okay. And then Ospreay like kind of makes a face, and then he goes to get on his back, and then he like puts a hand in the camera, like, "Please no."
Don't film this. This is proprietary.
What they're doing to down, and you see his legs coming. I didn't make this, okay? So I don't know why I feel like such a problem. I'm just telling you what happened. I didn't make it.
Right. We're scientists. We're just saying what we see, but somehow we're the perverts.
Somehow we're the problem. Like, what do you mean? And then I think Pac had to come over and be like, it's proprietary. Get out of here. And it's like, yeah, I guess you would want me to pay for it. You would not want to give it away for free. And they're just under a stairwell or something.
Yeah. Marina starts getting a towel around his neck to do whatever. And I assume the rest was for OnlyFans. Yeah. I mean.
The idea that if you're another AEW wrestler, you could just be walking around trying to find a vending machine. You turn a corner and that's what you see going on.
You just hear "on your back" and you walk around a corner and you're like, oh, excuse me.
You walk back to your dressing room looking with a kind of a shocked look on your face, and someone's like, "What happened?" And you're just like, "Death Riders."
You're like, don't go down the hallway that way. That's not where the vending machines are.
Avoid the east stairwell.
I will say also that in Mox's little speech to Ospreay, he was like, it's do or die. You have to, whatever, work hard. And then he was like, I mean, you could just, give up. You could just keep having a job here at AEW, sit around and get paid like those other posers. And it did feel like a subtweet of Justin Chuck Taylor.
He's working harder than he ever has.
Yeah, probably. Not in my eyes, though.
I know. Not in front of us.
That also cracked me up because after he said that, he said, "But you don't want that, do you?" And Will Ospreay just did this like silent little head shake where she's like, "No, I don't want that, Mom.
No, that's not what I
want
want.
to be a big good boy."
I want to be your good boy, Mr. Fox.
His vibe through the whole thing was so funny. Just silently being like, "Help me."
Oh my God.
I know. His whole affect last week too, when he was just like in his like almost turtleneck athletic shirt and just being very like subdued and kind of like, yeah, I need you, is just quite an energy.
It's quite an energy. Well, let's quickly cover the other Ospreay related content, and then we can talk about the whole storyline. So he went to NJPW. Do any of us know what happened there? It's okay to say no.
I actively refuse to know because if it was relevant, then it would have been on. It would have recap package would have been on, or like when they do the thing where they're like, "This happened." At least it would have been like mentioned. Yeah. Like I think that they were like he went to New Japan, but I don't think we're supposed to. I don't think they
said something about a belt. I don't know if he got a belt or he lost a belt. I don't care.
It wasn't. None of it was like relevant enough to the storyline. If he wasn't having sex in New Japan, then I don't care.
Yeah, I feel like somebody said something about his like loser friends or something like that too, which I did enjoy.
And but I don't want to know who those losers are because you're right. There would be a recap package if it mattered. Someone's yelling at us right now. You know what? I don't care. I'm not asking for a recap package. I'm just saying if it were going to be plot relevant, you'd probably show one. So we don't know, and we won't know unless you tell us, but don't tell us. We also had another Ops promo where Samoa Joe continued to entreat Will Ospreay to get his life together. And he gave this long speech where he was just like, "You're getting fucking brainwashed."
I thought it was so funny though because he started with like, "Will Ospreay, I am begging you to listen to me," and it felt very like pathetic to me, where it was just like this man, like Will Ospreay isn't even paying any attention to him, and he's like, "Please, Will Ospreay, please just listen to me."
It was also vaguely that Bernie Sanders meme. I'm once again asking.
That's true. Yeah.
I think it's like the comedy of this for me, the confusing comedy of this is it's like Samoa Joe is acting like he's acting like you're in a bad situation and out of the goodness of my heart I'm just trying to get you out of it, and so you're getting cult brainwashed, and I just don't want you getting cult brainwashed. And I'm like, you're a cult leader, you're an incel cult leader, so what I see is a man who feels angry that you thought that you'd gotten your cult hooks into Will Ospreay, but then it turned out he wanted to join a different cult more.
Yeah, it felt very like, wait, nobody told me that Will Ospreay was up for cult grabs. Like, I would have made a harder play for him.
Exactly. So I can't take it very seriously.
It's
and then
so
it was
funny.
Go ahead.
It's so funny to imagine, like, Samoa Joe coming back and Hook being like, "I recruited Anthony Bowen," and Samoa Joe's like, "Why did you recruit Will Ospreay?"
That is the kind of like coming back from maternity leave and everything is in disarray. Like, I should never have left Hook in charge.
Samoa Joe's like trying to give Hook the benefit of the doubt, and he's like, "Let's sit down." He's like, "Okay, so I have to assume that you'd thought about it and you had some criteria that you were using to try and figure out like who might be susceptible to being pressured into joining a group with a certain mindset. So do you just tell me what those criteria were?" And Hook's like, "Anthony Bowens came up to me. Anthony Bowens came up to me and said he wanted to join." Like Samoa Joe tension headache. Crazy tension headache. He's just like, the criteria. I was like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is exactly. I just kind of think like, if it's meant to be, it'll find you.
And then Samoa Joe's pitch to Will Ospreay is like, "Look what I'm doing for the Ops." He was like, "Yeah, Hook, he lost last week, but I made some calls and now he's going to make a movie. So, that's great. And Anthony Bowens, he's been long overlooked and I will provide him the opportunity to succeed." It's like, so nothing yet, though.
No.
And then he said that Shibata, nowhere else in the world will he get to be him. It's like, I don't think that's right.
That was the funniest one to me, where I was just like, not a doctor, but my understanding is that Shibata is like pretty widely respected. I thought, I thought we kind of like, I thought everybody kind of like really loved Shibata.
Right, and his affect has been the same the whole time. It did not change at all when he went to the office.
No. Also, an important part of his gimmick is that he doesn't speak the language. So you're telling me that the only place he can be himself is a place where he doesn't speak the language and can only communicate by phone.
It's like, what is going on here that we haven't explored? Actually, now let's dig down on that. Your promo has raised so many more questions than it answered. I will say that. This is a situation where when we had Mike on last week, that piece of shit, and I was being like, what? Why is this happening to me? And he was like, probably like to wrestle. Probably there's going to be a wrestling match. It was one of those times when it was like
incredible.
full Pikachu meme. I was like, you got me there. You're so right. They're going to wrestle, and it's like. This really drove it home where he's just being like, if you don't join me, you're gonna get my fist in your face. And it was just like, they're gonna wrestle. Mike was right. They're gonna wrestle each other.
Bringing that big braid.
Just that cheerful way where he was like, well, I think they're gonna wrestle.
Oh my God.
So funny.
It really took me out.
Really? I was laughing so hard, especially at how hard you laughed at it.
Just never
like
occurred
assassinated.
to me. Never occurred to me. And then finally, Doc Samson was back in the spotlight for a special update on Will Ospreay's tummy neck. This was a funny segment because Renee was like, we've got Doc Samson here. What is the situation with Ospreay's neck? Ospreay was like quivering, trying to suppress a smile, being like, am I about to get a good grade in neck health? And then Doc Samson was really like acting his heart out, being like, well, Will did go to Japan, which we did not recommend.
Against medical advice.
Against medical advice. But he came back and far from being worse, his neck is shockingly much better. And Will Ospreay
Japan healed his neck. Okay.
They've got technologies we couldn't begin to imagine. Will Ospreay is just like, he can't suppress his smile. He's just like, my neck is getting better, stronger and stronger every single day. So Doc Samson's like, we're going to get him an MRI, but if he keeps getting that neck as good as it is, then I guess we'll definitely want him to be doing whatever he's doing to get his neck that good. And he's going to be cleared again. And Renee was like, well...
He said it's so much worse than that, where he was like, well, I'm going to give him an MRI, and if it clears him, I'll clear him. Great job. No wonder you're getting this push.
I support your push, Doc Samson.
So Yuta sitting on Ospreay's neck is healing Ospreay's neck.
Not just Yuta sitting on his neck, but Marina snapping his neck with a towel.
Yeah. Sort of chiropractic by a non-chiropractor.
Whatever happened on his back that was proprietary and couldn't be shown on TV, that helped a lot, too.
Yeah, that was big.
Yeah, whatever needed to happen on his back.
Whatever it was. Could have been anything. Could have been pretty much anything. And so Renee's like, well, so what's up? You're like a Death Rider? And Ospreay, still just like struggling not to beam, is just like, no, I'm not a Death Rider, but in this life, we all sometimes have to do what we gotta do.
I think he was like, there's things that I need to know.
Okay. He said, I'm not a Death Rider and I don't want to be one, but sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do. Beaming.
Be a Death Rider. It's really funny too because like Renee didn't say anything about Mox being her husband, but it was funny to think of her being like, I'm gonna feel him out and see if like an extra person in my basement this week, like just to know how many places to set for dinner, you know. Like,
she's like, I'm doing a lot of batch cooking. What I do, I make a big pan of something. I just leave it at the top of the stairs. I don't want to know, honestly. I don't want to know what's happening down there.
I don't want to know who's on whose back. It's just not for me. And it's very polite of her because in the Don Callis mansion, they're throwing hams down the stairs, but she leaves them nicely at the top on the pan, you know. And then Pat crawls up there and just like gets them in his bare hands, and it's just pork chops straight in.
Who knows? They're in that alliance with the dogs. They could be keeping Gabe Kidd down there. Gabe Kidd's dogging up the stairs to grab the lasagna.
Renee's just having to walk around backstage, be like, yeah, so what's your deal with the Death Riders?
Oh my God. I'm literally imagining it's like she opens the door, she's covering her eyes. Like, it's like you can't even see anything from up there. She's just like, dinner's ready. Bye.
And it's like at the end of like their training session, Mox comes upstairs whistling, and Renee just blandly is like, have a good day at work, honey.
And then in the morning, he just gets out of their marital bed, and goes downstairs, and she doesn't know what happens down there, but that's fine. And every once in a while, like on the, like maybe they have like a pet cam or a Ring camera or something, and she sees someone kind of crawling on the floor of their living room in the night, and she just wipes it. She's just like, let's just erase that tape. I don't need to know.
I think Renee must be an all-time at being able to she does not see it. If she's not,
I pretend I do.
If she's not going to see it, she's not going to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could watch this horror movie.
I know. Yeah.
I would love to watch this horror movie.
It's like from Nora's perspective, I think, the horror movie, Yeah.
That's right.
She's like, I hear noises from the basement. And her mom's like, no, you don't. There's nothing happening down there. That's just Daddy's workout area.
Yeah, repeat after me. There's nothing happening. There's nothing worth seeing in a basement. Okay, so I think the only question here, I'm not really totally convinced that we are in a state of mind to discuss it, is just this question of like, if you set aside if you are a person who isn't like popping a boner every time one of these segments comes on screen.
It's so sad. Sad to imagine those people.
Yeah, I'm really sorry for you. I'm sorry that you're living that way, and I'm happy that I'm living the way that I am. Yeah. But if you set aside the intense psychosexual stew that we are bathing in here, does this make sense? Can you make this add up as a storyline? Or, as many have suggested, is it geeking Will Ospreay? Does it make him look like a damn a weak geek? What do you think? Are we able to discuss this?
It is hard to get in the mentality of someone who feels that it's geeking Will Ospreay, because to me it's just like, when I watch combat theater, it's like, if a man looks pathetic, that's the best a man can look. Absolutely. I don't understand this need for them to look macho. I understand that that's perhaps the opposite of the way the traditional fan watches it, but that's sad for them. I mean, it's also kind of seems like a relatively normal-ish storyline. It's like Will Ospreay is in some distress, so he kind of is trying to train with hardcore guys. I don't know. Yeah. Is that bad?
I don't know. Leah, do you have a thought or
no? I mean, I think if you weren't getting horny about it, which
it's
crazy.
So hard to imagine. I don't get it, but yeah, okay.
I'm just trying to imagine like not hearing get on your back.
Yeah.
It's hard. But
it's really I struggle to put myself in these shoes. But to me, it's just like a really classic, like dramatic story where the viewer, are supposed to be yelling at Will Ospreay, being like, "No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Stop listening to him." And you're supposed to think that Mox is taking advantage of him and is full of shit and is making him play midnight basketball or volleyball, and it's at some point going to crest in some way where Ospreay is probably going to be like, wait, the mind dominion was in me all along, and that's going to be satisfying.
Yeah, I think it is a complicating factor that the Death Riders are physically healing his neck. I agree with you 100% when I think of the storyline, but I think the fact that they are basically medical doctors, it does add a new element that I'm not totally sure what to do with.
Well, it is funny because it's like, if the Death Risers are faces, possible, then it's kind of a Rocky storyline, right? Like, he's got a trainer and they're like, he'll put it in through training montages. Haven't actually seen Rocky, don't care to, but that's my understanding, right?
Yeah.
Or if they're heels, it is like Will Ospreay, like going down to the dark side to try to, and obviously Will Ospreay, his character consistently is the kind of person who would join a cult, like no problem, or like accidentally join a cult while being like, I'm totally not joining it, I'm just letting them heal my neck,
Can I just say, I would feel more comfortable in general if we want to reference like training montages, if we could talk about like the Mighty Ducks or something.
Okay,
that would feel a little better for me. So,
yeah. Or like in Wet Hot American Summer.
Yes,
when
absolutely.
They're training.
Exactly.
Yeah, kind of a
this,
situation like that. Yeah.
This is pretty wet and hot. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So probably if the Death Riders alignment was a little more clear, maybe the story would be a little more clear from a non-horny standpoint.
Maybe. I don't know. I think I don't know what I think. The only thing I feel confident about is that in general, I think that storylines where people who, in media, not necessarily in wrestling, I think that storylines with people who have really serious beef and usually would not be on the same side, but they are, for some reason, like cooperating, are more interesting than storylines where that isn't happening. I'm like, that's my 100%. Favorite part. Like, I like to get deep enough into any show where you have somebody who was like evil and maybe still is evil, but it's like you're having to do a team up. Like, that's where we've hit the sweet spot for me. When we haven't gotten to that spot, I'm not as happy. So I'm kind of biased. And also just generally, I'm like, it's bad to be alone and strong and to be like strong in your mind the whole way through a storyline. Like, you can't, that's not a storyline then. Like, a man must go on a journey.
Yeah, and I think, like, in general, it's like characters are more interesting when they're interacting with people. So it's like Will Ospreay needs someone to bounce off of. So this does give him someone to, like, whether or not it's the best option for it, I guess is an open question. But yeah, I mean, it's even like, not even enemies, but like sometimes just like unlikely doofuses. Like, some of my favorite storylines are like the Michael Scott Paper Company when they go off to make their own company on The Office, or on The Good Wife, Carrie and Alicia starting their own firm and stuff. It's like, that's electrifying when people have to like throw their lots in together and then they're like marry, you know, like you're dependent on this person that you're not sure you should be dependent on.
And it's interesting for it to be like, I mean, Mox is being, I think he is in character as himself. He has been the whole way through. His character is crazy, but where he's just like, yeah, I murdered your neck because that was, you know, because we were wrestling and it was time to do neck murder. And I love when you wrestle and I wish you'd just like really do it good. You don't seem to be doing it that good. You've done it good before. Like, do you want me to just like help you do it good? I do it really good and I'm pretty good at helping other people do it good. I'd love to just get in your brain and root around. That all adds up. Yeah. And then I'm like, Will Ospreay has like, he is just like, he's lost. He's just a lost boy, you know?
And like, he looks pretty lost in all of those, too. Like, you know? Yeah. And Mox's whole thing has been like, I want this company to be like tougher and everybody to be more like intense about wrestling. So like, yeah, of course he wants Will Ospreay to train up Will Ospreay.
Yeah. I think where this is going to fall apart is it is very hard for me to imagine what epiphany Will Ospreay is going to have at the end of this, where it's just like, actually, I know the way that I think you should be. I know the way I think you should be as a man, and I think you should be as a wrestler. And have grown in my confidence enough to assert it against you and to say, like, I choose my path. I don't know what that path would be. And again, it's complicated that they're healing his neck physically because it's really hard to argue with those results.
That is true. Yeah, like for Will Ospreay, you feel like he needs to be rescued by someone else. Like, he needs a stronger personality to come in and be like, Will, this is crazy. Like, you shouldn't be with the Death Riders. You need to come off with me. You know, but it's like he doesn't really have like a friend that could do that.
No.
You could see like
Any Omega
or Kenny. Yeah, like trying to get Kenny in there to pull him off, like maybe. I mean, it's worth a shot.
I would love to watch Kenny wade in there. And this is a rare instance where I feel like he would be able to be this authoritative, to just wade in and pick Will Ospreay up by the back of his neck like he's his little kitten and just be like, we're leaving. This is not happening anymore. This is crazy, buddy.
We're
This
leaving.
is crazy.
I've come back to collect my belongings. Excuse me.
I'm going to take you to a trained medical professional, and we're going to get that neck taken care of, and we're
How
not
about
doing
some
this
normal
anymore.
PT?
Yeah, just
How about PT where you're not on all fours with Yuta on top of you? I know it's healed your neck physically.
Well, Ospreay's like, they said it was what everyone's doing. Kenny, they actually said they are trained. They are accredited. Kenny's like, I said we're leaving. Get your bag. And in that way, I think that he would be channeling Matt Jackson. Because I think Matt Jackson has had to do that to Kenny before. I think it would be like a real, like, he's like, it's my turn to save someone.
Kenny's like, I know how this goes.
Anyway, well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Should we just see what happens?
Yeah.
I think so.
You guys don't want to get like really pre-mad about it? Like really furious?
I don't want to get pre-mad, mid-mad, or post-mad. And it would be impossible because, again, I'm like, the great thing about this for me, and I really am sorry if you because of what draws you to this sport, you can't have this experience. I'm just like, it's extremely erotic. The whole thing is so psychosexually fucked. Like, it's like everything that's happening is just like, this has never happened before. You know? And so for me, that's what it's about. And I couldn't stop enjoying it if I tried.
It really is like what brought us to wrestling. Like the fact that you see psychosexual things you have never seen in your entire life. Wrestling is constantly inventing new ones. And
Absolutely.
That's what's beautiful about it.
So much of wrestling is like, this can't be about sex, so something will be a stand-in for sex. And that thing is going to be the first time anyone's ever conceived of it in the world. Like, this hasn't happened before in history.
Inventing sex, basically. Inventing proxies for sex.
Proxies. It's about proxies.
A BetterHelp ad. Therapy isn't just for times of major challenge. It's a valuable tool for anyone wanting to improve their well-being. It can help you develop healthy coping skills, set boundaries, and support personal growth. BetterHelp makes it easy to get matched online with a fully licensed therapist right from your phone. No commuting, no waiting rooms. And you can switch therapists at any time. Sign up at BetterHelp.com and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com.
So let's move on. Speaking of proxies for sex, wow, look at what happened between Stat and Shida on Collision, am I right?
I was like, oh my, when I played that clip. My goodness.
I think Rich brought this to our channel, being like, y'all are booking Dynamite these days. And it was like, it does feel that. Or y'all are booking AEW. It does feel that way sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes it does.
It does feel that way a little bit. And it feels, when it feels that way, it feels good.
Every time Swerve comes in there and says power, who has it, who wants it, I'm like, he's listening to even our non-wrestling shows.
He's learned our wits. He's learned our wisdom. What happened in this segment, which I have to say it is offensive, it didn't even get recapped on AEW.com, which is crazy, is I think Renee was interviewing, I didn't really recap it because I just posted a bunch of pictures of it. But I think Renee was interviewing them, being like, what went wrong during that match versus the you know, whoever they are, Megan Bain. And Shida was being like, everything's fine. And Chris was like,
she was really... like, Chris, what I want to emphasize is it wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault at all. And just, if you thought it was your fault, it's not your fault. It felt a little passive-aggressive in a way that I...
Oh, yeah. She was doing something. And Chris was not having any of it. And she slammed Shida up against the wall and got in her face. And Shida looked like, I'm exactly where I want to be. I'm breathless, but I'm exactly where I want to be. And she was like, Chris was going through all the things that Shida had done in the match that were like, you fucked us, and it's your fault. And then she stormed off, and Shida was shouting after her, like, Stat, I'm sorry. Like, we've been friends for 7 years. I'll make this up to you. I'm going to make this up to you. So then later in the show, Renee was interviewing Shida, Stat, Harley, and Mina, and Shida challenged Mina and Harley to a tag team match. She was like, we lost that tag team match. Let's not even talk about why. But I'll get you another one. We're going to fight them. And Harley was like, literally 2 days ago, you said that I'm not on your level and not worth fighting. So what is the truth? And Shida was like, yeah, that was the truth. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, obviously that was the truth. But my girlfriend is mad at me. So And then Mina shouted, Stat, how can you trust her again? How can you give her another chance? And Stat, where were you when Tony was attacked? And she was at, I would say conservatively, a 17. I mean, she was coming in with an energy that was like, wow. Somehow every week she's turned it up a little bit more. And Shida shouted, oh no. No, Stat must have shouted, I'm not listening to this anymore. I don't know. Someone shouted something. Well, don't worry about it. And then Mina and Harley had a backstage segment before this tag team match on Dynamite where... Now, what happened here? Yet again, it's like, wow, the things that we saw. Renee was talking to them and being like, how do you feel going into the match? And Mina started yelling at a 17, being like, Harley, you've got to get your head in the game, basically. Like, and I need you to believe in yourself, and we're going to get out there and something. And then she just reached out and tore her shirt half open. And then was like, you don't have gear on underneath. You just have a bra on.
That is a bra.
That is a bra.
So sorry.
And Harley was like, do not be sorry. I'll just get rid of the rest of this. And then she got the rest of the shirt off. And Renee was just kind of looking like, what's happening here? She's like, we're in my basement all of a sudden. And I try not to go down there.
She's like, every time I walk down there, it's like, I can't be looking at this.
She's like,
avoid the stairwell.
She was like, girls, I come to work to get away from the psychosexual.
She's like, can I go get you guys something from catering? Can I go get something from catering?
I'll just place the tray kind of outside this area and you can eat off it.
Let me go get you some sliced ham, girls. And then, that's the end of the segment pretty much. That's pretty much the end of the segment. And what else is about all of that, you know?
I did like this. Harley was almost unrecognizable in a way where I was like, is this magic? But that was fun. And I like her and Mina having, Mina's clearly having a slow moving breakdown.
I like that Harley's energy was like, thank you. I've been waiting to be sexually menaced and nobody has taken advantage.
That's so true.
If I were Toni Storm, I would be calling all of my friends at AEW and being like, you've betrayed me in the biggest possible way because you are not babysitting my wife. You're not. My wife needs help. She is losing it without me. And I wish I could be there and I can't be. I need you to step up. But there's no one in the women's division who can step up and just be like, you're crazy right now. And I love that for you. And I'm going to be in charge. I'm going to be in charge right now.
Yeah, it's so true.
Let's redirect your energy into something else.
Yes, let's get a hobby. I'm like, I guess into the ring is where we would usually direct it. But so then they go on to have the match, and Stat and Shida won. And Anne, you noticed something about someone's facial expression, and I didn't notice it because for reasons I can't get into.
Yeah, I don't actually fully remember whose it was, but there was like a meaningful look. Maybe Stat looking at Shida, like in a sort of like, I don't know.
I think was just like
there's a lot
Stat.
of tension here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is clear, obviously, that like Stat and Shida are not on the same page. It's not totally clear exactly because it's wrestling. You're like, they're trying to, they want me to think one thing, but then they're probably going to have me think another eventually. So I don't really know. And I don't really know. And then the final thing that I have to report from the women's division is that Willow also really loved Ted Turner. And
Our beautiful lord of the manor.
His death made her also think about the feudal state of wrestling and how important it is that we have billionaires who love it. And how lucky we are to be on his great network. Anything else to say about any of this?
No.
The faces I'm getting, they're like, just move on. We'll see what happens next week, shall we? We'll see what happens next week. And I have to say, I liked a lot of what I saw, but can I put it all together? Well, I don't know. Let's move on. Okay. So something happened here. This is really the final.
I would love it if you started every section with now. Something happened here.
This
Girls
was
will
more,
never believe it.
This was a little more of like me being like about myself, like someone cooked here, but not really because okay, so we're in what we've called the men's tag title scene section, but it's about a lot of different people who are interacting, and when I got in here to try to describe it, I felt despair. Like I was just like, I can't handle this many men who interacted in this many ways. Like, I'm going to freak out. And then I thought, Allie, don't freak out. Let's just make a list, a numbered list where I'm just naming all the men who got involved. And I'm counting them easily with my mind, bolding their names and counting them. And so the whole organization of this section is just me being like, I won't miscount the men. And that's how I'm going to describe it. Does that sound okay?
The effect is kind of like a gossip column. Where it's like,
it turned into page 6 here. I love it.
Yeah. I'm Perez Hilton.
Dax
and I'm
Harwood was seen. The conglomeration with matching JanSports.
It's right. Okay, so Dax Harwood. So we're in it's Dynamite. Let me set the scene. It's Dynamite.
And this is for a singles match between Dax and Orange Cassidy, by the way. All these men came out for a singles match.
For a singles match. Dax Harwood comes out accompanied by Cash Wheeler, Tommaso Ciampa, and Stokely Hathaway, who's dressed up as Orange Cassidy, name not bolded yet because the man himself hasn't appeared. They are then immediately joined by the Dogs, David Finlay and Clark Connors, and members of the Don Callis family, Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero. Okay, so those are heels, and they go out to the ring. Then, back at the top of the ramp, the conglomeration comes out. Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. You know them, you love them. They all have JanSports to keep their little belts in.
Yep. And Roddy is wearing a shirt with his own face, like OC, which is delightful.
Very cute.
It was a little bit like, oh, the Death Riders, they're running a cult and they're recruiting. Samoa Joe's running a cult and they're recruiting. And Orange Cassidy low-key also running a cult.
Yeah. But
one's noticed it.
He's running a camp cult where he's
That's
just
true,
like, we're by a lake and it's my camp. It's Orange Cassidy camp and everybody loves to come here. And
we're doing arts and crafts. And
I think it's probably right that actually Kyle and Roddy haven't noticed that they're in a cult.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So so we have 3 men. But that's only 3 men. And so many bad men came out before. And is this enough men for a singles match? No, we need more. So the Young Bucks come out. And for the purposes of this exercise, and I'm really, really sorry, but they are 2 men. So they are. It's Matt and Nick Jackson.
It's a hateful thing to say, but I understand.
Yeah. I really apologize, and it is disrespectful, but yeah, they are 2 men. And then Christian Cage and Adam Copeland also come out, still separate entrances. Fucking crazy.
They were abridged entrances, but separate, and Cope still ran to one side.
It's sickening
but
behavior.
But only one side.
It's his vibe is that it's like he gets like twitchy and can't do anything else if he doesn't do his little entrance or something.
Every time I see him, I think about the Gabe Kidd tweet where he said, men over 50 learn how to enjoy time with your friends without thinking about your next entrance.
Oh my God. Okay, so now we have every man out here for the singles match, and it's a lot of men. It's like
how many men is it total?
Well,
10
I
men
added
per side?
There another match comes into play later, so this isn't 10 per side yet. I think we're at 7 or 8, maybe. 7. I think we're at 7 active wrestlers per side, but Stokely Hathaway is an additional man. So 7 per side. And so then Orange Cassidy and Dax Harwood, according to the recap, kept the focus on each other in the match. I'm like, don't talk about my child that way.
So gross. They're having a singles match that's not a lumberjack match, but looks exactly like one. Yeah. I did enjoy it. The Young Bucks seem to be having a real nice time chit-chatting with Cope on the side of the ring, which I always enjoy seeing people just like
I said that presumably they were respectfully asking for, just like, what does it feel like to be the best tag team of all time? Hey,
I'm sure.
Cope and Gage, what does it feel like to be the best tag team of all time?
They were like, you guys were a tag team for a really long time, right? Like 3 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Legends.
The thing that I liked so much about this match is that there were the million man match, pretty much, because they're all lumberjacking. But it was pretty much the peaceable kingdom out there. Like, they were just like, you stay on your side, we'll stay on our side. We're really just here to watch, mostly. They did some light interference at one point with OC, but they weren't fighting with each other.
No. And did you I found it a little distressing because I thought OC got sexier with Dax than he usually gets with anybody.
Oh my God.
Disgusting.
He was like stroking his bald head, and I know it was for comedy. He did a little bitey kissy on him. I was like, what is happening here?
I don't like that.
I don't either.
Anne, how could you say
Orange Cassidy. Orange C. Cassidy. Get in here. Your mothers need to talk to you.
Cassidy? It's getting crowded in this kitchen with everybody who's getting lectured at, but that's not our fault. Stop getting your asses in
better.
trouble. Oh my God. I love the mental image of Christopher, Cruise Ship Jericho, and Orange C. Cassidy sitting at the kitchen table, both slumped down like, Mom, stop yelling at me.
I was just having a good time with my match. Not with Dax, you're not.
Not with Dax, you're not. I don't want to hear a word from you. So they're all out there. We did have a moment where OC catches Greg Trent Beretta's eyes, and there's a long, loaded moment of just like the things that you have done, and to think you used to be my friend. And on commentary, they were like, and remember all the bad things that he did because they used to be friends. But remember when Trent ended Chuck Taylor's in-ring career, and you can see on his face that Orange Cassidy remembers. I said, I know he does. That's his dead wife. That's literally his dead wife.
He'll never forgive him for that.
And even though they had just said, like, ended his career, we all said, this is how best friends can start.
The tag titles are in the mix. Oh, I see where we're going. I see what we're building to. Chuck Taylor mentioned.
It's all coming together. And this is when I said, I see you, Jay White girls. That's, we all know. We all get it. We know what it's like. Am I right?
Imagine the glory. Imagine how everyone in the IWC would celebrate if Chuck Taylor came back to win the tag belts with Orange Cassidy.
It would be, everybody would celebrate. Yeah, everybody would say it was a good thing.
That's how the line would go up.
The line would go way up. Yeah. Well, we'll see.
And it just makes business sense if you look at it objectively.
Oh, and you can trust Big Ann. She knows.
Yeah,
she knows.
I'm the math girl.
And so then OC won the match, which is good because I kind of was worried that he was going to get, it was going to be horrible, but he won. And then the second he won, the Peaceable Kingdom was over and everybody leapt into the ring to fight. And it was just like, wow, you guys had a lot of self-control for the duration of that, apparently.
It was a real marshmallow test. Like they were sitting there so patiently. And then the second they were like, you can eat the marshmallow, they were like, rah!
Yeah. And they all ganged up on Rocky. And everyone got a shot honestly. At Rocky. That's great. And that's what you missed on Glee. And anyway, so you might think like that's all the men. That's simply got to be all the men. I don't think it is, because so we knew that the Bucks and the Dogs are involved in all this because they were they were ringside, you know. But remember that match I recapped from Collision really badly, and it wasn't really relevant at the time, where Top Flight and the Rascals fought the Dogs and the Death Riders, and then also the other Death Riders fought the Guns, the Bang Bang Gang. Okay, so now that's all coming into play somehow, because at the final match of the night, in the Collision hour of Dynamite, the Bang Bang Gang, the Bucks teamed up with the Bang Bang Gang to fight the Death Riders and the Dogs, who are known associates. So now this left us, in my measuring, I can't believe Tommaso Ciampa was there the whole time. That's crazy.
I know, he really didn't stand out in the mix.
I think he threw OC groin first into something, maybe, but I think it could just be wishful thinking. This left us with a final Bad Boys count in this crush of storylines that I don't fully understand, if I'm honest. Final Bad Boy count of Dax, Cash, Tommaso, Stokely, David Finlay, Clark Connors, Trent, Rocky, Claudio, Yuta, and Danny Garcia. And I said 10 active wrestlers. I didn't count Stokely. And then the good boy count of OC, Kylo, Roddy, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, separate men, Cope, Cage, Austin, Colton, and Ace Austin. 10 active wrestlers. Ooh. And I don't get it.
Well, the thing is, what
Not
you
to be Mike, but I think they're gonna have a match.
Well, I did manage to put that
You
together.
did.
But
during the live chat, you were like,
yes.
I think anarchy's coming, which was the smartest thing you said, and it made so much sense. And I was
Yeah.
like, that is what's happening. Until Jericho said that Stampede is coming. And are
That's
we
true.
doing
That was
both?
That'd be crazy. That's too much. It's over egg in the pudding.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot too much egg in the pay-per-view. And also, I think, and this I don't feel confident about, and it's like any man could be left out, but it's like you just brought them all into play together for some reason. 10 men on a side is too many. Like, we're not leading up to any match where there would be 20 men involved. Right?
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I mean,
At a certain point, like, I don't like when there's too many men, but I think that there's a comedy point where it tips over to the other side, and I say, I'd love to see it.
I think if there's 10 men on either side, I just want to see a game of capture the flag. You know?
a Red Rover. would
Red
be fun.
Rover. I would dodgeball. I'd love to watch these men play dodgeball.
They could all go to Orange Cassidy's camp. And
Oh,
play
he
all
would
those
love
games.
that. Oh my goodness.
Color Wars. Yeah.
Do you think that OC and Chris Jericho they're both running camps on opposite sides of the lake?
Honestly, yes,
Yeah.
I do think that. And I think there is a rivalry, but mostly on Jericho's side,
Yes.
you know, where OC is kind of like,
I don't
What?
care. I don't know what's going on. But
Yeah.
he thinks it's funny. Like, Jericho's always like inciting his campers to go like do pranks that actually usually get turned around on them. And OC is just like, there's shaving cream all over my camp, but I don't care. I know that I may sound foolish, and I accept it. And I understand there's some kind of surely there's some kind of multi-man approach. I mean, I know they're going to have a 10-man, but like, as I said, we have 20. We actually have 20. So the 10-man is immaterial because we have 20 men here who've all been connected. And you might say they don't all have to be involved in whatever the multi-man ends up being. And I would say that is so true, but they have all been crammed into the storyline space together for some reason.
Well,
I know. And
so
all
for
this-
Double or Nothing, we're taking Dax, Cash, Cope, and Cage out of this.
Yes, you're so right. So that leaves
so
us
now we're
with
down to 16 men.
a mere
okay.
16 men. They're going to have to team up together to fight the Don Callis family. No, 2 of them are in the Don Callis family, but they've forgotten. Trent and Rocky have forgotten they're in the Don Callis family.
Don't you feel like looking at all these men and their storylines and interlocking? It's like looking at like a Celtic knot,
Yeah.
like cable pattern or
Yeah.
something, and like a cable pattern and some kind of lovely sweater. There's really no narrative to it.
No, because that's where it's like, especially with all of them, the faces and the heels. At a certain point with all of them, I was just like, now why would you two be hanging out here?
Yeah, like when the Bucks came out, I was really excited, but I
Yeah.
was like, do they know OC? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
they fought him once. They had a
I
great
know.
feud. They had a great feud once.
I'll also say this: Mox was so horny for the Bucks on commentary during that
my
match.
God.
Like, he just kept being like it's this match is so chaotic, which is how the Bucks like it.
imagine the tummies he would poke if he got the Bucks in his cult. You know what I mean?
He's tried his cult stuff on them before, and Matt Jackson is just like, you can't con a con, man. You cannot get me with that. You cannot get the
like,
king of cons.
We recruit men and discard them. Yeah. What is this, amateur hour?
You think you can talk me into a back room where you're going to tell me to get on my back to heal my neck? Absolutely not, buddy. I've played that game. I've played that game before.
Like, of course, we've all told Will Ospreay to get on his back. Like, yeah, and he does it, but it's not rocket science.
He's like, it's his party trick, basically. Oh my God. I'm so glad. You know, sometimes you're just like, I'm happy I am who I am. You know, I'm happy
Yeah.
that I'm the woman that I am, and that everything about the Will Ospreay storyline is just like, thank you.
I know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
May I have another? Thank you. May I have another?
It's kind of a quintessential like I love to have fun.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun to have fun. So I think that's everything. I just did put in the grab bag. I just called these man check-ins. Jericho's still fighting with Ricochet. Ricochet loves saying Jericho's name, just loves the way it feels in his
He
mouth.
said it so many times. He was like, well, Jericho, I think Jericho, maybe we should fight Jericho if you can find some friends, Jericho, because Jericho, if you want to fight Jericho, I think we have a spot in Delicate or Nothing, Jericho. And I was like, what is happening?
He just read How to Win Friends and Influence People, and, you know, he learned a little something. And
I am concerned that Jericho's going to have the Hurt Syndicate
Yeah, I
with
don't
him
love
in
it.
Stadium
Oh,
Stampede.
he certainly is.
Ugh.
Oh,
he is,
certainly is.
yeah. But this I don't understand. So MVP, does he usually wrestle, or does he only sometimes?
I think he's like Stokely, where when they can hide him in a
They
multi-man,
do.
he can take a spot, but he's not like a real wrestler.
But
Yeah,
that's
but he wrestles like a lot more than he should be wrestling, you know? Like he seems to like to get out there.
what I don't like about that is that I was like, okay, there's only 3 Hurt people and Jericho, and he has to get together a team of 5. So I wanted it to be only 2 of them wrestling, and then I'm like, at least we could get 2 other men in there. But instead, maybe it'll only be 1 other man. I have no idea who it could be.
I mean, fingers crossed that MVP doesn't.
Yeah. And then Ricochet only has 2 stooges. So he's going to have to find 2 men. And I don't know where he's going to find any who aren't being used in that other storyline. We don't got none left.
He's going to have to raid the Don Callis family for Basement Boys.
He's going to have
Literally be like, Don, can you send me a couple boys?
I want him to ask Don. Don says absolutely not. Like distractedly even. He's just like, send a fax or something. I can't talk to you about this right now.
He's like, I'm already sending Trent and Rocky. And
I don't have time for this. And then he has to come back in the dead of night, open the basement window, and be like, I need 2 boys.
Any boys who can crawl out of there, I'll take them.
The thing about AEW these days is it's mostly basement based. It's
Yeah,
that's
there's a
where
lot of basements happening. A lot of feeding men in basements.
a lot of feeding men in basements.
We went so many years without any men being fed in basements. And
Yeah, we never talked about or heard about basements at all. You know what I'll say? These are not carpeted basements. These are semi-finished at best, and they're good for good for making a mess. And
these
good
are more
for
of a
activities.
cellar.
Oh my god, a beautiful old-fashioned New England cellar.
Yeah,
you
they've
go.
got like the exterior doors, the wooden ones that you have to pull up and lie flat on the ground.
Yeah, storm cellar. Okay, and then Swerve, as you mentioned earlier, was back for he had a promo, and then against Bandito, and then Brodito had a promo too, and Swerve did say, I mean, pretty much did say, "Power, who has it, who wants it? Power, who has it, who wants it?"
Straight up. Yep.
He was coming after power,
beautiful.
and power is about controlling who eats and who sleeps. Yes.
It's
Ooh,
so
him and Mox, yeah.
He's pulling all of this off, and it's fine. And I'm very excited, but it's so funny for him to be like, "I'm going after power, and that's why I'll defeat Bandito."
It's like he doesn't even have a belt anymore.
It's like Samoa Joe being like, I'm really making something of these 3. Like, well, you're not.
I hope you're hungry for nothing. I guess Swerve maybe wants to, you know what? I can make it work because I'm like, he wants Dominion over Bandito world. He wants Dominion over Bandito's mind world. And he knows that that's just a gateway to many other worlds.
Wow.
And we
There
haven't
he can hop. Yeah.
There he can hop. It's a Stargate. And we haven't seen those other worlds. So as everybody knows, Bandito World is a Stargate.
I think that's clear from the text of the show. That
It's all right there on the screen, people.
you know, lesser wrestling podcasts might be like, I don't see the point of these in the canon of AEW, and we're like, it's clearly a Stargate.
It's clearly a
Swerve is
Stargate.
going for Dominion over the Stargates, obviously.
He who controls the Stargate controls the universe.
There you
All
go.
right? Or the galaxy at the very least. I don't really remember how far Stargate can get you. Probably depends on the gate, and probably depends on how much power it has. Am I right? Power. Who
So
has
true.
it? Who wants it? Was there anything you wanted to talk about that you didn't get a chance to talk about?
No.
No.
No, we kind of did it all. On that note, I've been Allie.
I've been in.
And I've been Leah.
This is Tunnel Talk. Our theme is by Chris Corkin. You can find us on Twitter, Tumblr, Twitch, and Blue Sky at Tunnel Talk Pod, via email at tunneltalkpod@gmail.com. You can find us on our feed, on the Social Suplex Network feed, where you can check out all the other great podcasts on the network. And you can find us on the Social Suplex Network Discord. Please rate, review, and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. Stay frosty. And if you want to, you can't come back next week because we won't be here, but you can come back, please, the week after that. Thank you so much. 2 weeks from now. Thank you. Goodbye. Nailed it.